Let's go live to Prime Minister Albanese, who's speaking at the Indo-Pacific Forum.
That ambition is why one of the first things that we did upon coming to government in 2022 was to commission Mr Moore as our special envoy for Southeast Asia. The qualities that he brought to the role as a very successful businessman in Australia who presided over the expansion of Macquarie into the region and right throughout the world, was to bring a practical mindset of delivery as well. At this same event in Jakarta just 2 years ago, I launched the landmark report, Invested, Australia's Southeast Asia Economic Strategy to 2040. This signified a fundamental change in our approach because we weren't asking for yet another survey about the region's potential. We didn't need to be persuaded of the merits of investing and trading and engaging in Malaysia or in the growing economies of Southeast Asia. And we weren't asking anyone to make the case for Australia's place in this region. Our fundamental question was not if or where or indeed why, it was how. A significant change in Australia's approach, and one that has been driven by my cabinet and driven as well, taken up the opportunity by our private sector. How do we move beyond admiring potential to actually delivering the practical? How do we drive a shift in attitude through action? And how do we measure this so we can hold ourselves accountable and build on what's working? It's the approach that all of the business people in this room take in order to make your businesses more successful, larger, and more thriving as well. I take the same approach to the purpose of the government that I'm proud to lead. And that's where a really important element of our approach was understanding those tens of thousands of touch points between Australia and the economies of Southeast Asia. Connections which go beyond formal economic partnerships and trade agreements. Relationships created and nourished by businesses, institutions and individuals. Business leaders and entrepreneurs who had the foresight to seek new markets here decades ago. Success stories like Cochlear, a life-changing Australian breakthrough in hearing technology that now has its third largest manufacturing precinct right here in KL. Or Lendlease, building a vibrant new part of this city with their development of the exchange. Or institutions like Monash University, the first international university to establish a campus here in Malaysia. And above all, people. Diaspora communities, international students, travellers who fell in love with Southeast Asia and stayed here, or kept coming back as I have. Our objective was not to replace or crowd out their initiatives. It was to learn from their successes and to use their knowledge to build a cohesive strategic framework that would encourage others to follow in their footsteps. 2 years after we launched our strategy in Jakarta, we are seeing the results. Last year, Australia's two-way trade with Southeast Asia reached a record high. Two-way trade has grown by nearly $6 billion, while Australian investment in the region has increased by around $2 billion. And that hasn't happened by wishing and hoping. It's been shaped by the expertise and insights of our 10 business champions, including our business champion for Malaysia, Tony Lombardo, the CEO of Lendlease. It's been driven by our deal teams identifying potential projects across the region. This combination means that Australia is making new investment in farming in Laos, energy in Thailand, infrastructure in Vietnam, and through toll, transport and logistics across Southeast Asia. From our government's point of view, this is just the beginning. There is a $20 billion pipeline of projects where we see value for Australian capital and financing. What's more, we're backing ideas and innovation too. The landing pads that we've established in Jakarta, Ho Chi Minh City and Singapore have supported more than 160 Australian tech companies to scale up their presence in the region. And true to the ethos of ASEAN and the spirit of mutual benefit, we have worked to make it easier for the economies of Southeast Asia to invest in Australia. We've streamlined business visas and improved access and flexibility for frequent business travellers. And we're reforming our foreign investment regime, creating a single front door, so it's easier for major investors to meet regulatory requirements and navigate government processes, so that capital flows into good job-creating projects sooner. Our $2 billion Southeast Asia Investment Financing Facility is providing financing solutions to support investments in the region. Today, I'm very pleased to announce we're delivering on our commitments to the region. We will invest $175 million into IFM Investors Asia Pacific Debt Fund, a leading global investment manager owned by Australia's industry superannuation funds. This is a cornerstone transaction which will boost IFM's expansion here into Southeast Asia. Our investment will open the door to Southeast Asian markets for 15 Australian super funds, paving the way for these funds to deepen their engagement and investments across the region. We'll also invest US $50 million to establish a new platform by leading Australian public-private partnership infrastructure company Plenary. Plenary is an Australian infrastructure champion. With this new platform, we're supporting the direct export of Australian expertise.
PM Albanese talking up Australia's engagement in Southeast Asia, and he is about to have talks with the Chinese Premier Li Qiang at ASEAN at a time of increased tensions in the region.